Number 0, Lewis Jackson. Number 1, Aaron Morgan. Number 10, Jalen Jackson. Number 11, Zamarian Bryant. Number 22, Abram Holt. Number 15, Jacob Rush. Number 30, Amache Matthews. And number 50, Nyrell Ingram. Starting at one guard, a junior, number 35, Christian Townsend.
Mr. Townsend.
Starting at another guard, a sophomore, number 2, Colin Lewis.
Colin Lewis.
There you go, the lockup man.
Another guard, a senior, number 20,
finisher.
Spencer
Yes.
Proctor brings a lot of hustle, doesn't
Yeah, he's going to play hard.
Javon Warfield.
Mr. Athletic.
Man,
Forward, a junior,
he's tough.
Number 5, Damien King.
Mr. King, he can do it all, Zach.
Do it all.
He does it
And
all.
now let's meet your Lapel Bulldogs. Non-starters, number 3, Colin Jarrett. Number 5, Quinn Wilkins. Number 10, Tyler Cash. Number 12, Hunter Suhida. Number 14, Andrew Evelo.
Tell you what, Zach, this is going to be an awesome game. I mean, just thinking about the coaches, you know, who are leading these teams. You know, Coach Bowling doing a fabulous job with Anderson, and then Coach Cherry doing a fabulous job with these young Bulldogs.
Starting at another guard, a junior, number 23, Brody Judd.
You know the Lapel Bulldogs have got to be ready to play. This is their first game of the season. Anderson's got one under their belt already.
Oh, yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Starting at forward, a junior, number 30, Brody Judd.
Couple brothers on there. Brody and Bodie.
A senior, number 33, Matt Carpenter.
6'4".
I wonder, they have to be twins, Zach.
I think
Brody and Bodie.
And then we had a great visit with Coach Kevin Cherry.
Yes.
Kirkham, Richard Geary, and Jeremy Swafford.
Well, we know Anderson's going to come out with the pressure tonight.
Oh, absolutely. That pressure. But like we said last time, Zach, you know, when they play Pendleton, how much is that going to work, you know, in their favor or work against them?
Yeah, you don't want to get in foul trouble early, you know, but you still want that pressure as much as you can.
Absolutely, absolutely. Zach, I have Craig, Whitty, Judd, Carpenter, and who else?
The other judge, the brother.
Oh, both brothers start.
Tip goes to Lapel to start. And, of course, Mr. Craig with the ball. His brother played here at Lapel, was an outstanding player.
Yes.
A few years ago. Good pressure.
Defense intensity is high. But Lapel seems to be, they're not rattled, making nice passes. Oh, good defensive stop.
Good defense.
By Damien King. And that was a good collapse on Mr. King by Lapel to make him give the ball up, because he did make a pretty good move going baseline. And the crowd is nice here too, Zach.
Anderson student section is going crazy.
Yeah, we hear them.
Charge. Ooh.
Got the blocking foul on Mr. Townsend.
Fouls on number 35, Townsend. His first, team's first.
Follow your shot.
Oh, good block out by Mr. Proctor.
Great block out. That you talk about fundamentals. That's
There you
what
go.
gotta do every shot. Every time the ball's put up, put your butt on somebody.
You're right.
Nice little fadeaway.
Yeah.
It's hard to guard. It
is. Nice pull up by Mr. Damien King.
Good pressure defense on the back by the Indians.
Oh, good hustle.
Proctor on the floor. You got to love that. Got to follow your shot, young man.
Yeah, he ended up getting it back. Nice pass. Ah,
it was the right idea.
Yes, it was. Matt Carpenter couldn't hold on to it. I think he was thinking about dunking that ball. Because, I mean, just by the looks of it, I seen him in the layup line. Yeah. That young man has some nice bounce.
Does he?
Yes. Oh, Warfield's wide open.
Yeah, I don't.
Oh, you have to shoot that just for a confidence boost. Air ball by Mr. King. You know, Zach, those are like one of the worst shots ever to have 1 foot inside the three-point line and one outside.
That was nice. He made up for it.
Yeah, he did.
But you're right. You got to know. You got good court awareness. You got to know where you're at on the floor. Yes.
Nice defensive pressure and outlet to Mr. King, who gets a dunk.
Stay with it.
Oh, that's the second foul on Carpenter.
Fouls on number 33.
Man, I tell you what, man. Spencer Proctor is definitely doing what needs to be done when it comes to fundamentals, blocking out, Zach. That's 2 fouls on Mr. Carpenter.
I think they gave that one to, they got one up on the board. Uh-oh. Proctor. Come down and come back with yes.
Okay.
Come down and hit the 3. Look at that pressure defense, Kojak. And Coach Cherry's calling for a timeout with 4:57 left in the first quarter. 7-0. Anderson Indians over Lapel.
And the crowd is all the way in it.
Yes, they are. And that's a good start for Anderson. Get out with some of that pressure defense, get some easy buckets down on the other end of the floor.
You're right, Zach. You know, we knew that this was going to be, that this could be an issue for the Lapel Bulldogs.
Yep.
And was just, I know that Coach Cherry was definitely preparing for this because he was at the Pendleton and Anderson game,
yes,
so he's seen that type of pressure.
And I actually talked to him before the game, Kojak, and one of the things I asked him was, you know Anderson's going to have that pressure defense, especially after watching that Pendleton-Anderson game. And he told me they've been practicing 5-on-7 all week to kind of make up for their intensity.
Yeah,
and it's hard, you know, it's hard to prepare for a team as good as quick as Anderson is. To throw those 7 guys in there, that's probably the best way to do it. What do you think?
Oh, I think you're definitely right, Zach. That's the best way to do it, especially if we don't match the athleticism, the speed. Then what we do is let's revise. Let's go ahead and that 7-man playing against 7 men
makes it tough.
Yes, absolutely. And I think Anderson, man, they're just coming out. They're coming out focused.
Mr. Lewis.
Oh. Hey! Mr. Lewis picking back up where he started off.
Yep. He has got a nice shot.
Because he was the X factor.
Yes, he was.
For Anderson bringing home that W against Pendleton Arabians.
You know, not only here we go again.
Yeah. Oh wow.
Good finish.
That pressure is doing exactly what Coach Bowling wanted it to do.
And I got to tell you, Kojak, not only did he play great pressure defense the other day against Pendleton, he stepped it up and scored a lot in the second half.
Yes.
I believe he was one of their, I think, the leading scorer for the Indians.
He was the leading scorer with 16. Yeah. You know, and he was doing something that you talk about a lot, Zach. He was doing the 1 or 2 dribble to the middle pull up.
That mid-range.
You know, right, mid-range. He wasn't trying to force it and go in and be jacking up shots, but, I mean, he took what the defense gave him.
Yep. But you know what I liked about that second half the other day against Pendleton? He wasn't shy to put it up either. You know, he took over basically when he needed to take over.
Yes, he did.
Look at that pressure defense.
And that pressure is.
That's going to win Anderson a lot of games this year.
Yes, it is. There we go.
Cody Judd.
Cody Judd with the deuce.
3:56 left in the first quarter. 12-2 Anderson over Lapel.
Lapel needed that.
Yes,
they needed that bucket, Zach.
They did.
Anderson had a lot of momentum, and it could have got real ugly quick.
And, you know, I want to remind people out there, Anderson's already played one game this season. This is Lapel's first game, so I'm sure it's going to take a little time to get those jitters out. What a great move by Mr. King. Getting in there where he can pretty much do what he wants to do with that body and finish like that.
Yes. I tell you, Whitty got his hands full on the night. Oh, nice. Now you got a jump ball.
Yep. And that's 6 points for Mr. King right out of the gate.
Yes. That was great help defense. I'll tell you, I mean, and Coach Bowling, he let us know that was their go-to, was their defense, because the lack of size that they have.
That's right.
And so they really, and I'm telling you, the defensive pressure and intensity is making up for a lot of the size, the lack of size.
Yep, I agree with that. We got to mention number 5 substitute came in, Mr. Quinn Wilkins.
Hey.
Both of us know him and his family really well.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Mom is a cook, which I think she's remarried now. She's married now, but she is part of the Cook family. It's so many of them. We was at the Frankton and Eastern game.
That's right.
And I'm telling you, the grandparents, you know, Mr. and Mrs. Cook, they are traveling. I told them, I said, these grandkids got you guys going all over the state of Indiana. And they just laughed. They said, yeah. And we got so many. We got 20 of them.
Yeah.
So, hey, listen, I think that keeps them young.
It does. And you know what? Being a former player and having family that followed me really well, it's always great to look up in the stands and see the family and folks and people that care and want to support you.
Nothing like it.
14-2 Anderson. Proctor from the corner.
I tell you, Hunter put on a nice acting. I would have probably blew the whistle, Zach. Oh, that pressure defense.
You know what? It's a good thing they called that travel, because I think he was going to end up throwing one down on the other end.
Oh, definitely.
Aaron Morgan, I think, ended up with that pass.
I tell you, Lapel is definitely struggling with this pressure defense.
And they better adjust.
Yes.
Or it's going to be a long night.
And you know what, Zach? You said something. Oh, that's 3 on Carpenter. If that's on Carpenter, that's
33.
3. If that's
that is, but
that hurts.
Yeah. They got him for 2, Kojak.
Oh, they got him for 2. Okay.
Reiterating for the Bulldogs.
Which is good for them.
Well, that's good. Yeah. That's good. Sit him down, kind of talk to him now, because if not, then that third.
They call an offensive foul on that?
Yeah. That third foul could definitely play with his mindset.
Yeah. And we're still in the first quarter. You know, you don't want him to pick that up, his third in the first.
Yeah, you're right. Mr. Warfield has his first foul. Oh. Anderson ball.
I'll tell you one thing that Anderson's really good at. They're not going to give you anything easy. They're going to make you earn it.
This group, I agree with you, Zach. This group is definitely saying if you do get a bucket, which we know you will, but you're going to have to work for it.
Absolutely.
As a coach, I know you love that.
Yes.
You got to
That's the kind of players you want. You want them playing that hard.
Now, what I don't want them to do is, when they see a a shot now, they need to make sure they get that. And namely, I'm talking about Spencer Proctor.
Yep.
He can knock that shot down. Don't keep overlooking the shot and looking to get the ball somewhere else. Mr. King is feeling it.
He came out I'm with you. He came out feeling it tonight.
Mr.
He's
King.
starting to fill it up.
Yes, he is.
He's got 8 points with 2 minutes left in the first. 16-2. Anderson over Lapel at the moment. Out of bounds.
Wow. I think
it's that pressure defense.
Yeah. I know Coach Cherry is not one to use another timeout.
Bringing Mr. Craig back in the game.
But I think he may have to do just to kind of slow down the momentum of Anderson, because their momentum is awesome right now. They're up 16-2, Zach. I mean, it can get ugly real quick.
Yes, it could. But, you know, Lapel's just got to try to contain them, keep playing hard, doing what you go over in practice, and they need to knock down some shots. They need some buckets.
Yeah, you know, I think you said it, Zach. I think you said that, you know, because with this being their first game, you know, a lot of jitters, you know, nervous.
Yep.
First game. And so they're like, hey, look, the adrenaline is up. And so I think that, you know, because of who Coach Cherry is, by the time second quarter, definitely halftime, you know, they've been settled down by the end.
I totally agree with that, Kojak, but you can't let this get out of hand either.
You're right about that.
Nice follow-up. And you know, when you have a guard going to the basket like that, you have got to follow him because you never know. And he was rewarded. Oh, that's a nice shot.
Oh, Mr. Judd. Mr. Judd for the three. They needed that.
And
that
I believe he has all
shot.
5 of their points right now.
Yes, that was a big shot. He does, too.
I think I'd be trying to get him the ball. Mr. King going to work. You know what I liked about that Kojak? He probably could have elevated right there, but made the smart play with 30, 40 seconds to go in the quarter.
Yes.
Mr. Lewis.
He missed it, but that was still pretty.
Yeah.
You know. That was still pretty because that could. I'm seeing his maturity because as a freshman last year, he would have went in and tried to create some type of shot.
Maybe out of control
right,
or
out
something,
of control.
And that was under control.
Yes. And I'm seeing he's using his left hand a lot now.
I like that. You got to be versatile. There's Mr. Wilkins.
Mr. Wilkins, coach is really looking for him to do exactly what he just did.
That's right, and we talked to him about that when we had that interview with Coach Terry.
Yes. So it's good to even see him taking the shot.
Yes, it is. And again, I say this all the time, it just takes 1 or 2 of those to go down to gain that confidence that you need.
That's all it takes, Zach.
14 seconds left in the quarter. Anderson up 18-5. Mr. King with the ball out top. Mr. Lewis from the corner. Proctor. The junk man.
Mr. Lewis.
He's got a knack for the ball, doesn't he?
Yes, he does.
I love that.
Yes, he does. I see you coming up with names, Zach.
I've been hanging around you here too long.
Hey, that's awesome, man. Anderson is up 20-5 at the end of the first quarter. Listen, Zach, it has been. Hopefully, Lapel has experienced what was going on.
Yes.
You know, the tempo. They got a taste of the tempo, a taste of the pressure, to where now they're probably settled and they can, you know, better adjust and deal with, you know, Anderson's pressure.
Yeah, but you're down 15 after that first quarter. I mean, you're sacrificing a lot to get, to settle in.
Yes, yes.
Now, how they're going to come out in the second half? Are they going to be able to deal with that? Or second quarter? Are they going to be able to deal with that pressure now that they're settled down a little bit? We're going to find out.
Hey, that is huge, and I'm going to tell you, when it comes to a defense like this, you know, you got to move the ball. The less you dribble, the better you are.
Unless you're going around somebody and going north-south, pushing that ball towards the basket.
And then Lapel, they just have to pay attention to their backcourt, who's bringing the ball up so they can be an outlet, because Anderson's doing a fabulous job at the run and jump.
Yes, they are.
So when your man leads you to go trap, you got to make yourself available.
Yes, you do. Or come back to it to help them out.
Exactly.
Just to give you a quick update, Mr. Colin Lewis, number 2 for the Anderson Indians, has 5 points. Number 5, Damien King, has 8 points in the first quarter. And then you got to talk about the junk man, Spencer Proctor, with 7 of his own points in the first quarter. And then really, you've only got 1 score for the Lapel Bulldogs at this
until now.
Great shot by Craig. And
Evan Craig.
He comes from a family of shooters. That doesn't surprise me. If he gets it released, look out.
Hey, that was huge coming in, starting the second quarter. They needed that.
They did. And I'm going to tell you what, he's one that can shoot it from the volleyball line as well. So you got to get pressure on him, or at least close out on him.
Well, it didn't take long for him to fire that up.
And it doesn't. He's got a quick release. Nice take again by Mr. King. How smooth is his game, Kojak?
Listen, he really, Mr. Craig is too small on him. You have to put a bigger individual out there guarding him, especially out top. You know, you want your bigger individual because your guards can kick over and help. They can slide over and help. But he just used his body on it.
And as big as he is, he can pretty much elevate over the shorter players like that.
Yes.
I had to deal with that a lot. I got burnt a lot because of my height.
You must be talking about in college. Because we didn't hear about that in high school.
6:55 left in the second quarter, 22-8. Anderson over Lapel.
Oh, I tell you what, this is just a continuation of what Anderson did against Pendleton, taking charge. And Mr. King just took this charge, first charge.
Well, Kojak, we saw at least, I think, 4 against the Pendleton Arabians, 4 charges that Anderson took. And I know 3 of them came by Christian.
Yes, Townsend, absolutely.
Christian Townsend.
Yes.
And I can't say this enough. Anytime you got a player step up and sacrifice their body and take a charge, I love that.
Yeah. Tell you that's the second foul on Bodie, Judd, I think. No, it's Brody. And that was big.
Yep.
That was big. Mr. King with the fadeaway pull up.
And he was a little short on that jumper, too.
He was.
I would almost just like him to elevate there. Nice.
Oh, nice. Hey, I think Bodie saying, listen, I don't appreciate my brother getting that foul and then sitting down, so let me do something about it.
Well, he come out ready to play today. I mean, he's got 7 of his own points early here in the first half.
Yes.
Nice move, Christian.
Nice
elevation. Yeah. And I got to tell you something. He elevates as well as anybody I've seen at this level.
He does. He does. Nice penetration and kick.
Yep.
From Craig to Whitty. That was nice.
And just like you said earlier, Kojak, I think Lapel's finally starting to settle down a little bit, starting to step up there and knock down some jump shots.
Yeah, look, getting on the floor, sacrificing.
24-13, Anderson over Lapel, 5:27 left in the second quarter.
I would definitely like to know what Coach Cherry said.
That was interesting.
Oh, I think, oh, wow. Wow.
Sometimes they call them, sometimes they don't.
You're right. And it seemed like it was 2 different calls back to back. One where he did get fouled, but they didn't call it. But I thought that was a jump ball.
Yeah.
You know.
But you know you got to continue to play. Look at
fell asleep. Oh.
Looked like he might have got hurt too.
Oh, wow. That's never good.
No,
that's never good.
And it did look like he kind of jumped funny on that right leg. I hope he's all right.
Oh, wow. Man, Zach. I tell you, we've talked about it before, man. Like, if there's one thing that we could eliminate from, from sports, would be injuries.
Absolutely, Kojak. You never want to see someone get injured, especially at this age. You know what I mean? They put so much time and effort in, not only in the classroom, but in practice as well. And you at least want them to be able to play. You know what I mean?
You're right. You're right. That's a great point, too. It's just unfortunate, man, that's just part of basketball. Part of any sport, is injuries, man.
Well, I sure hope he's okay.
Yes, I do, too. And I actually didn't see him come down. Looked like he's getting up, and that's a good thing. That's a good thing.
Yes,
he's putting a little bit of pressure on it. So that's always good when they're able to walk off, man, not be carried off.
Yes. And hopefully it's nothing serious like surgery or anything like that. Hopefully it's just a sprain or. And being young, hopefully he heals quickly.
Yeah. It's different when you get older.
Man, isn't it?
Listen, my dad used to tell me about Arthur. I was like, well, who is Arthur? He was like, arthritis. And so I'm like, man, I don't know nothing about that. But listen, I understand what he's talking about.
Yeah. And they're going to take him back in the training room and look him over.
Oh, turnover by Anderson.
They'll come back and help.
Now, this is the point. Okay.
Shooter.
Good rebound by Whitty. Way to kick it out.
Mr. Craig, don't leave him open.
Picked his dribble up.
Elevation.
Nice. There we go.
Follow your shot, though, Christian. Follow that shot.
Yes.
Uh-oh.
Right back to him.
Yep.
And I tell you, up.
Oh. Now, I didn't see that. I don't know what happened there. Was it? Did he take a blocking call there? But
yeah,
they looked like a charge from up here, but we weren't down there.
Yeah, they called a block on him. But, you know, when you're standing there for 3 days, man, you know you get.
Well, when you're on the road, you're not going to get those calls, most likely.
Yeah, but when you're standing there for weeks, you got to go and give it to him, you know.
Quinn
with yeah. Okay,
I
now
like to see him be aggressive, though.
Absolutely, absolutely. And we're starting to see that, you know, a lot of the scramble, that pressure defense that Anderson came out with, they're starting to make some of these calls here. So,
and just to let you know, Devin Craig and Quinn Wilkins, they're both sophomores. They're both only sophomores. So Coach Cherry's going to have them back the next couple of years.
Right.
Go get it. You got to go help him out.
Yeah, you have to move, relocate. I was looking for the shooters. Oh, good pass.
You know what I like about that, Kojak? He kept that ball up and finished.
He did.
Didn't need a dribble.
And he finished with the left hand.
Yes, he did.
Oh, deflection. Oh, Mr. Proctor.
He's all over the floor. I just love a hard-nosed player like that. I can't help it.
Listen, that type of player makes the difference.
Yes, it does.
You know, it's good. You got one that's scoring, you know, when somebody's scoring. But listen to me, when you got somebody, I don't know what the call was, to travel. Oh, wow. Yes. It's going to be interesting to go back and watch the game and see. Because we could be missing something, but I don't know.
That's his second. Proctor's second.
Yes.
Nice free throw. I don't know if you remember back in the day when Bo Kimball played and Loyola Marymount.
Yes.
They had a gentleman on that team that would dive after every loose ball on the floor, and they called him the human bruise.
Wow.
And Mr. Proctor is reminded me a lot of him.
Hey, okay. Okay. Spencer Proctor, your hard work and your diving skills is not going unnoticed.
I love it.
Absolutely. How you doing, sir?
Unfortunately, again, Kojak, I got to say this. He was fading away, and the jumper was short. Now, I know there's a time and place to fade away like that, but if you can elevate and go straight up, most of the time.
Oh, nice take by Mr. Whitty.
It was a great drive.
Yes, it was. I like how he split the defense, but his body, if you look at his body, he was low.
Yes,
the dribble was low.
Yep.
And that was nice.
And you talk about that a lot, about getting that shoulder down where you can get around someone. If that shoulder's up too high, you're going to struggle getting around that defender.
Yep, sure enough.
Mr. King from deep. Got another one.
Mr. King is feeling it on tonight. Good ball movement. Nice pull up by Quinn. He didn't get it. But I tell you, Mr. Judd is there to help.
Yep.
Didn't get it. Yeah, they got to stop that ball early.
2:29 left in the second quarter. 29-17, Anderson over Lapel.
Anderson is doing a great help and switch, and they're switching because of their size.
Yep.
They're like, we can guard. Oh,
that was another good charge. But
yeah.
Fading away, short again. I wish
Yeah.
these kids would quit fading away. I can't stand it.
Right, just go straight up. Really explode into their shot. Mr. Townsend creates a foul. That was a lazy foul. And now he has 2 fouls.
Yep. And Coach Bowling giving him some instruction, probably mentioning the same thing about moving your feet instead of reaching.
Yes. Because they're in the bonus and they're shooting. So it's like you're giving, when you got a player such as Mr. Craig, you can almost go ahead and put them 2 up there.
Yep. He's a shooter.
Right, right. Which he just knocked down the first one.
And it barely hit the net.
String music, baby. I love it. No rim. Straight string music. Yep. He got both of them.
Yep.
I tell you what, Zach, Lapel is chipping away at this lead.
Are.
You know, little by little, 29-19. And it's like they're in the 2-3 zone trap, too. They getting great shot pressure. Yep. Anderson is settling for a lot of the jump shots.
Yes, they are.
Oh, good pass by Quinn. I tell you what, Quinn Wilkins, listen, he's taking a couple shots, which for a younger player, we encourage that. You know, we definitely encourage. But just like that pass, you're getting the ball where you see an open man at, to where your chances of scoring, it increases.
Yep.
And listen, that speaks to his IQ.
Yes, it does.
And for him to be a sophomore, Zach, that can be scary when he gets into his senior year.
And how important is it to give a guy the ball at the right time? Like, you know, right in the momentum going up.
Oh, that's
shot.
everything.
You get the ball to the guy at the wrong time, it's going to be a turnover or miscommunication.
You're right. You're right, Zach. You're right.
I like the pressure. Lapel coming out, doing a little press. But you got to recover.
Yes. Good job. Mr. Lewis found Mr. King in the middle. Mr. King, little teardrop, knocked it down.
I think they have him for 15 right now.
I tell you what, these calls, that whistle is starting to blow. That whistle is starting to blow,
and you know what? When you're Anderson on the road and that whistle's starting to blow against you, you got to learn how to play like
you have to adjust.
Yes,
now, what do we do? And that's what I'm talking about as far as when you get somebody that plays that type of pressure defense, helping them to understand that if you get away with a reach in every now and then that's good. But when you start to see the calls take a turn, now it's just focusing on containment. Let me keep you in front of me.
Yep. Keep the pressure on. Just limit your reaches. You know, limit those reaches.
Absolutely.
Mr. Craig hits 1 of 2. Very uncharacteristic. Him miss the first one.
Yes.
Less than a minute left here in the second quarter. Anderson up 31-22. 9-point game.
See, at this point, Anderson they have to hit the gats because if not, these live passes, Lapel is going to pick them off.
Yep.
That middle's wide open. Somebody has to flash. I think that's what Coach was just saying.
Like that. You got to get that guy in there.
You have to hit the gaps.
Give you. You know what I mean? If they give you that open gap, you got to have a guy flashing in there and ready.
Absolutely.
Looks like Anderson's being patient with 23 seconds left in the half. Mr. Lewis.
Attacking.
13 seconds left.
Yeah, that's like a 2-3 matchup. I love it.
Me too.
To where the bottom guys are coming up high, covering the wings.
I would like to see active hands though, like we've been talking about.
Look. There we go. There we go. And it's
never know.
Listen, Zach, that was a great defensive stop for Lapel.
Yeah.
They did not want to allow Anderson to score and kind of have the momentum going into halftime.
Yeah, so it's good defense down there, right?
Great
punch
defense.
time.
Yes, great defense.
Well, first half's over, Jack. What do you think?
Man, I think it's a ball game now.
I do too. 31-22. Anderson leads at halftime, but you got to give Lapel credit. They did settle down a little bit.
Yes, they
had
did.
5 points in that first quarter. Come back and get 22 by halftime.
Yes. And I know that Coach Cherry had already just spoken to him. Hey, listen, guys, settle down.
Yeah.
Now you understand what their tempo is like.
Yep.
You understand the pressure.
Correct.
Look, let's play our game.
That's
let's do what we need to do, and let's get some points on the board.
That's right. And Lapel's playing like they can play with Anderson now. When they come out and had that pressure on them, they were a little timid at the beginning of the game, making some bad passes. Anderson got some buckets off the steals.
Yeah, you're right, Zach.
A little bit.
You're right, Zach. And I'm telling you, that bucket, when they first came out, Devin Craig hit the tray.
Yeah.
Listen, that was almost like, okay, now we ready. Yeah. Hey, let's go.
And you know what? At that particular time, the Lapel Bulldogs needed that basket. They needed that
badly.
Yeah.
Badly, because, and we know just from the game of basketball, momentum can shift at any time.
Anytime.
You know what I'm saying? Yes. However, if you're on the losing end and like they were, man, it can get worse.
Yeah, you're right.
Because you can get down on yourself, shots are not falling, you're turning the ball over, coaches on your butt, you know what I'm saying, talking to you about, hey, listen, take care of the basketball. And so you could just really get defeated and things work, because we know that, listen, 90% of the game is mental.
Yes.
And if you're not there mentally, then you won't be an asset to them on the floor.
No, and you get that kind of pressure. You got to learn to adapt to that too.
Yes.
And that's hard to do when you got guys out there coming at you full speed like Anderson does.
You're right.
Trapping, active hands.
You're right. But it's necessary because that's exactly what you're going to experience on the next level.
That's true.
So we say it all the time. It's not about you playing for where you at. It's you playing for where you headed.
That's true.
And so, man, listen. I really seen, Lapel just a piece come over them to where it's like, man, listen, we know how to play.
Yep.
Let's play our game. And things have been working. Their defensive pressure, defensive help, and has turned it around. And also, Coach Cherry made an adjustment.
Yes, he did.
Because they were in the man-to-man.
Yeah.
They were getting 8 alive.
They come down, start doing that. Well, number one, they start pressing a little bit.
Yes.
And it slowed Anderson down a little bit.
Yes.
And then they were getting back into that zone, which they needed to change it up, and that's exactly what Coach Cherry did.
Right.
And I got to say also, Kojak, is that could have turned into a 20-point game really easy. And for Lapel to kind of, come back like they did to make it a 9-point game at halftime, that's you got to mark that up for them too. I mean, because it could have got out of hand.
So now, even though Lapel is down 9, they have the momentum.
Yeah, they did going into half.
They have the momentum now. So how they come out these first 3-4 minutes is going to be crucial.
And I guarantee that's what Coach Cherry's talking about. The first 2 or 3 minutes of that second half, we got to take care of business.
Yeah. I tell you what, man, Mr. King.
he's a player, isn't he?
Listen, man, Mr. King, it's like he came out here on a mission.
Yeah.
My mission is seek and destroy.
And that's what he's doing. That's what he's doing. I think he had 15 first half points, maybe 17. I'm not sure. But just like you said, he's taking care of business inside and out. Not only is he hitting shots inside, he's knocked down a couple threes from the outside. What a versatile player he is.
Man, Mr. King is really looking good tonight because he's not doing a lot of selling. He's not selling it for the outside jump shots. A lot of his shots are good, because a lot of them are not even contested.
Yeah. Because
he's elevating, but it's good, and he's going to the bucket as well. So it's good. It's all around offensive game, and I love it. I know that's attractive when it comes to coaches.
Absolutely. Yeah. So we got 5 minutes left till the third quarter starts. I want to thank Zachary Basketball Academy and Money Ministries.
Yes, Money Ministries Inc. and ZBA. And listen, we appreciate all your work that you're doing. Absolutely. And we got to give a big shout out to March 4 Productions.
Yeah, March 4
That's
Productions.
ND, our producer.
Thank
we
you,
love her. Listen, she is awesome, man.
Our whole team's great, aren't they?
Listen, the whole team is awesome.
The whole team.
Yeah.
Everybody does everything they need to do well. Everybody's bought in. And that's what it takes, just like a basketball team.
Absolutely. And, I mean, everybody has a role, and we're playing it,
That's
you
right.
know. And we're
loving it.
Man, listen. And we're producing. Yeah. When everybody play their roles, Zach, is you produce.
That's right.
You know,
That's
you
right.
do. Man, I tell you what, man, I am liking the Judd. I don't know if that's Big Brother or Little Brother, but Bodie.
Yeah, either way, number 30, Bodie Judd, he's having one heck of a half this first half. In fact, he's probably kept him in it.
Listen, I definitely agree with you. I mean, he didn't hit some big shots, some big trays.
Yep.
But he's also gotten to the bucket.
Yes, he has.
You know, so I mean, man, he's made some fabulous drives, man. So what he's doing is definitely keeping them in the game.
Yeah, you talk about another versatile player. He is a heck of a versatile player for Lapel.
Yeah.
Like you said, he's doing it. He's battling inside against King and all those big guys inside. And again, he's knocking down threes on the outside. So that's got players like that has to make Coach Terry happy.
Absolutely. And you know what? And I think it's a few more on there.
Yep.
His brother as well.
Yep.
Mr. Craig came out and hit a nice jump shot and then contributed a couple free throws. And listen, I really believe that once they just calm down, I think they're going to be a whole different team coming out this second half.
Too. I'm excited for it. We're going to check him out here in a few minutes. So
yes, sir.
We'll be right back after this. Thank you.
Colin has 5. Yeah.
All right, Kojak, we're back.
Yes, sir. Starting of the second half, third quarter. Hey, listen, we definitely need to give a shout out and speak about a young man, Zamarion Bryant, a junior for Anderson High School. Fine young man, even when you talk to him. But he was just telling us that he had a medical situation and a cardiac arrest yesterday. And here at the game, just before the game even started, he passed out again.
Man.
And listen, we want to say that, listen, we're praying for the family, praying for that young man. We just pray that everything is okay. Young man gets back, get healthy. So definitely, man, we're thinking
Kojak,
about
what a great young man.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, I didn't know these players prior to what we're doing, you know, and he came up to me the other night, and I had a great conversation with him, and he touched me.
Yes.
You know, he touched me. I didn't know this young man. He came up to me and told me how he was looking forward to meeting me and talk to me, and you know, so that touched me. He touched me, and I hate to see that he's going through what he's going through, but you know, we're thinking about him, we're praying for him, and
and definitely and we're gonna find out what's going on with him because we want to go see.
I definitely want to.
Yeah, absolutely. And just let the family know that we love them, whatever we can do, you know, to encourage that young man to get better, to work on getting healthy. Because basketball, we know he loves it. You know, I know that young man loves basketball. But listen, what's more important than basketball is you being healthy, man.
Absolutely.
And you being alive. So, listen, the Bryant family, we're praying for you. We love you. And
hang in there.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes.
There's people out here thinking about you.
Yeah. And also, this is for anyone that would like to sponsor. We have our sponsorship packages. All you have to do is contact our producer.
Just go to the website.
Or go to the website. Yeah, we're definitely looking for sponsors. So any help you guys can give, we definitely appreciate it.
Yes, go to the KojakandZachShow.com or KojakandZach.com and send us an email. Send it to our producer, Nikki. We'll get back with you.
Absolutely. So we're going to thank you already. We're going to thank you in advance because, man, all of the responses that we've been getting about us doing this, man, people are loving it. So we already, with that type of attitude, we know that people are going to support, man. And so we appreciate you guys already in advance. I tell you what, Zach, we've been talking, and it must have been a God thing. God must have wanted us to definitely acknowledge, you know, the Bryant family and that young man, because neither team has scored, and we hadn't got interrupted. You know, we're talking, and because somebody scored.
Look at Mr. Proctor get back and put his hand in the passing lane. Nice in and out dribble.
In and out. And nice hang by Mr. Athletic.
Yeah, he's tough.
Mr. Warfield. Yeah.
And he had a great game against Pendleton as well, but what a player.
Yes, yes.
Kind of a long pass there. .546 left in the third quarter. Anderson's leading Lapel 34-22.
Mr. King one-on-one on Mr. Whitty.
Going to work. Hey. That's 19 points now for Mr. King with 5:26 left in the third quarter. He's having an outstanding night so far.
I tell you what, Mr. King is going to make Coach Cherry either call a timeout so he can, fix and get the steal. Go ahead, Mr. King. Oh, that was a light punch. That was a light punch, but he was thinking more of protecting himself and making the basket.
I love that, Kojak, because he could have tried to throw that down, but you know what? He made sure he got the basket.
Yes, yes.
Man, he's everywhere.
Yes, he is.
There's your judge, number 30.
I tell you what.
I think I'd be trying to get him the ball, Kojak.
Listen, he needs to have the ball. But not only that, Zach, when we talked, man, we talked just because what we experienced the other night with Frankton and Eastern. Mr. Judd, he can't be the only one scoring. He needs more contribution.
Got to have help.
Right, absolutely. Because Anderson has a nice little balance. They have other individuals in the scoring column. So he definitely needs help.
Yes, he does. It'd be a nice time for Mr. Wilkins or Mr. Craig to step up there and knock down a couple jumpers, wouldn't it?
Yes. Mr. King again. I tell you what.
I know we say his name a lot, but he deserves it.
And if they don't start helping out on him, Mr. Wilkins.
Oh, what a nice shot.
There he goes.
Man, Wilkins. Now, I'll tell you what.
Sophomore.
He needs to warm up. I mean, what a great confidence builder as well. You know, you come out and miss your first couple of jumpers and finally get one to fall.
Right, right. And it looked pretty, too.
Yes, it did. Looked like one of yours.
Hey, I appreciate the compliment. I do.
Trust me, I know it was in my face a few times. You knocked him down on my face a few times back in the day.
Well, if that didn't happen, we was going home with the hell. You know, and even when we did sometimes, it just wasn't enough.
Man,
because you did that to everybody on our team.
You did it to everybody, not just our team, but everybody that played against the Indians back in the day.
That's what I love, Zach. That's the attitude that I would love to see the younger generation have. I don't care what name is on your uniform. If it's opposite than mine, then listen, you got some problems on tonight.
Yep, I agree with that. Yeah. I know we say it a lot, but you're in trouble.
You in trouble. I tell you what, I sure do hope Coach Cherry has made an adjustment when it comes to Mr. King. You have to double him.
Look at there.
Free shots like that, you just can't keep letting him have those because he's already in the rhythm.
Yeah, he's knocked down 2 or 3 of those already this game. I like Craig penetration.
Nice. Oh, that was pretty.
And hey, he's a scorer. I'd like to see him get going as well too.
But that was the left, Zach.
Yes,
did you see that?
I did. Impressed.
Oh, that was pretty, Mr. Craig. Oh, this a bang. This a bang.
And that was nasty, Kojak.
It's a bang. I don't know if that's little bro.
That's Brody.
But that is Brody.
Brody Judge. Boy, if that don't motivate you, I don't know what will.
Yes. Oh, good take by Mr. Townsend.
Good hard take by Christian.
Yeah, great take. I tell you what, from Mr. Wilkins Quinn hitting that 3, and then Brody coming down, and that's 5 points.
Yep.
You know, that turnaround puts them down 8 points, Zach.
Which is now 3:22 left in the third quarter. 40-32. Anderson leading Lapel at the moment. Yeah, only an 8-point game. They're cutting down. They're cutting into that lead slowly, aren't they, Kojak?
Yes. But I tell you what, Coach Terry, you're going to have to double Mr. King.
Yes, you are.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, he has to. Because just by himself, Mr. Whitty is in trouble.
Now, Christian can hit that shot.
Yes. Yes, he can. Now, this will be interesting right here, Zach, to see now that Lapel has momentum and they just scored a few buckets, cutting into this lead. Will Anderson settle for jump shots, or will they remain, or will they continue to be aggressive going to the basket?
And this is a big possession for Lapel, because if you score this time, that could be 7 or 8 points in a row. You know, the last 3 trips down the floor. So
you're right. Oh, good defense.
You know what I like to see? I like to see him going up and challenging that shot. Again, we talk about you're not going to give him anything. At least make him earn it from the free throw line.
Right. Now, see, they got Warfield for 3. For 3 fouls.
They do. And, you know, we saw that last game. He got into a little bit of foul trouble.
He fouled out.
Yeah.
Yep, sure did, Zach. You're right. And Coach Bowlin's going to leave him in. Teach the young man how to play smart, but still aggressive with 3 fouls.
You need to hit your free throws, don't you? But they did cut this down to 7 now.
Yeah.
40-33 with 2:40 left in the third quarter.
The Judd brother got 1. Mr. Lewis. Oh, good defense. Zach, that was great defense by Devin Craig. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, good defense again.
Great.
Oh,
Mr. Wilkins with a nice steal.
Way to keep going, never giving up, because that was a layup.
Or a dunk. It was one of the two, wasn't it? It was great defense.
Oh, had your hands on it, Mr. Warfield. That's 4.
You know, and we talked about that, learning how to play in foul trouble.
Yes.
Christian Townsend back in.
And you know, Zach, after Devin Craig played that great defense on Colin Lewis, Colin has great explosive power on his jump shot, but he was fading.
Yes, he was.
You know,
talked about that.
Right, exactly. So then I thought he was about to create another foul, senseless foul.
But the roll! Boy, he's having one heck of a game.
Man,
Bodie Judd. Bodie Judd, number 30. He's playing tough tonight.
Listen, he is the reason why Lapel Bulldogs are only down 5.
That's correct. And I believe he has 12 in the game, maybe 13 thus far. Mr. King in the lane. Wilkins with the rebound. I'll tell you what, Quinn's doing other things on the floor. That's one way to get minutes, isn't it, Kojak? It's not all about scoring.
You know, Zach, it really seems as if Lapel has gotten comfortable to where now they got their swag back to where they're feeling pretty good.
And they got a little momentum going there.
Yes. Oh, you have to look at the basket.
Yeah, you do.
Let's take.
Anderson's all out of sync at the moment.
Yes, they are. I tell you what, they're just.
Look at here. Way to get on the ground. 2 scrappers right there going at each other. Mr. Proctor and Mr. Wilkins, I love seeing them battle on the ground like that.
Absolutely, Zach. I'm telling you, you cannot get uncomfortable or lazy with the basketball.
No, you cannot.
Because, listen, these Bulldogs done woke up.
Yes, they did.
They done woke up.
Yes,
First
they
game,
did.
too, they done woke up, and they're like, listen here, we're not about to allow you to come into our place and just get this win and go home.
45 seconds left in the third, and they have cut it to 5, Kojak.
Yes. Oh, nice inbound play.
And Kojak, that might be 7 to 9 unanswered points by Lapel.
It really is. I think even though they only have, it's only 33 seconds, 30 seconds left. Listen, I think Anderson needs to regroup. Coach Bowling's going to go ahead and get the last second shot, but they need to regroup because this has become a game.
Yes, it has. Only a 3-point game.
Coach Cherry is telling them to come up. Defense, step up.
And what a great crowd tonight. Mr. King with the drive.
Nice pull up.
Got the roll. Got the roll with 2 seconds left. Quinn Wilkins. Oh, that was close.
It looked like it was on target. Mr. Damien King, the answer.
And they've got him with 25 points after the third quarter. He's having an outstanding night. How do you guard a guy like that, Kojak? I mean, he's got the body of a D1 player, maybe a pro player down the road. You never know.
Listen, Zach, when I look at the scoring, and Mr. King is clearly beyond everybody else.
Yeah.
Then what we have to do is we have to stop Mr. King from doing a lot of scoring. So I have to send 2 people at him. Somebody else going to have to score.
I would agree.
And I don't think nobody else is really in momentum to where, you know, they feel comfortable with shooting the ball and scoring at this moment.
Yep.
So,
yeah,
you know,
no one stepped up and contributed like Mr. King has.
no, he's been carrying them.
Yeah.
He's definitely been carrying them. Their defense carried them and got them a great lead at the beginning of the game. But, you know, Lapel has gotten used to that pressure defense and adjusted to where now it's like, okay, what do we do now? And Mr. King has been, if Mr. King, if he wasn't as hot as he is, if he's been, I'm telling you, man, Anderson would not be up 5
It'd
at
be
this
different
moment.
right now.
It'd be different.
And you got to give credit to Coach Cherry for calming his boys down,
Yes.
making the adjustments that he's made, and now it's a ball game.
Yes.
They've turned this into a ball game. And it could have very easily went the other way.
Absolutely, Zach. I tell you, Mr. Warfield, Coach Bowling had him in, I guess for the last second shot to get a good shot, but he's in with 4 fouls.
Yes, he is. Start of the fourth quarter. Here we go. 42-37. Anderson over Lapel at the moment.
Mr. Whitty is called for
Kojak.
the foul.
I believe we have a game.
Oh, yeah.
Carpenter re-entering.
and I think the fans are excited here in Lapel. You know, some life that came to them, Zach.
Yes. And a great crowd tonight. What a great
Yes.
crowd at these high school basketball games we've been attending.
I'm loving this crowd, this attendance.
Oh, I
It
love
speaks a lot about the community coming and rallying around these athletes, man, just to let them know we're here to support you.
Absolutely.
So I'm loving it, Zach, because this is what we want to do.
That's exactly right, Coach.
Yeah,
That's
man.
the reason we're doing this.
Right.
And you know what? If you get out and watch some of these games, you're going to see some great basketball.
You won't be disappointed.
No, I haven't been yet. Have you?
Nowhere near.
No. And we're just getting started. We're going to
Just
cover a
getting
lot of
started,
games
man.
this year.
I don't know. I don't know if it's in the air or what. If it's in the water,
I don't know.
drinking water. But man, these kids are coming out. We haven't seen a lack of effort.
No.
Even if teams are getting blown out, the effort is still there.
That's right. That's right. One thing I will say about these coaches, that they seem to have had all of their students prepared, all their athletes prepared for these games.
Right. Mr. King
Yep.
gets it again. Oh, look, he followed his shot up, Zach.
That's because nobody put a butt on him. You've got to block out in that situation.
Listen.
But what a great move by him. And now he has 27 at the beginning of the fourth quarter.
Oh, Mr. Warfield better be careful. Mr. Warfield better be careful. I would probably bring him out and bring somebody else in.
Yep.
Just give us a couple minutes into the fourth quarter before we throw him out there, because it seems as if he's still playing aggressive.
Yeah.
You know.
That's a tough decision by Coach, isn't it? I mean,
Yes.
Judge, call your shot, young man.
Proctor, man, listen. You said it, Zach.
Yep. I'm a fan of
Listen,
his.
he is better than best way disposal. You hear me? He is.
Now look at there.
Oh, yeah.
Great move.
Right back at him, Mr. Warfield. Oh, Nice.
That was a great play. I wonder if he plays. Is he the quarterback on the football team? Because that was one heck of a pass.
Man, that looked good, and they beat Anderson back. You better stop relaxing.
Now he can hit that shot. Nice elevation, nice mid-range. And that's 2 buckets in a row for him, Kojak.
Zach, I think he heard us talking. Zach, because he has gotten aggressive offensively. And
Good pass down low.
And the big fella is back in. He was in foul trouble. Big Carpenter.
6:43 left in the fourth quarter. Anderson leads 48-41.
Carpenter's at the line shooting one.
The garbage man.
I called him the jump man
The
earlier,
jump
but
man.
I tell you what, he is everywhere. Proctor is
jump man.
everywhere. I need a jersey.
Hey, that says a lot.
Mr. Lewis.
Mr. Lewis pushes.
Using
Oh,
his
great.
speed.
Yeah. Hey, that was actually a good foul.
Yeah,
by
it
Mr.
was.
Lewis, because that was a buck.
Yep. But I like Mr. Lewis in attack mode like that, Kojak. And he has the speed to do it, and he can finish.
Right. When something moving that fast and you can't stop it, I guess you just grab it or something.
You have to.
Oh,
3 in a row.
my
by him.
goodness, Mr. Athletic.
He has stepped it up, and I like it.
That's what Anderson needed, Zach.
Yes, they did. They needed somebody to step up other than King, didn't they?
Oh, the big fella, Carpenter. With the dunk. I know, Zach. You know, I knew he had that type of bounce, and that was almost like a vertical.
Yes, it was. I tell you what, Kojak, we've seen some nice flushes this year already, haven't we?
Yes, we have.
Man, gets me excited.
That was a nice drive and drop down, bounce pass down to
I
him.
love it. 5:56 left in the fourth quarter. Anderson up 50-43.
Anderson is spreading the court.
Yep. Being patient.
Carpenter just got away with just grabbing King, and
Yeah.
they didn't call it. Yeah, I think Coach Bowling is wanting Lapel to come out. Oh yeah.
Nice take by
Oh!
Good finish by Mr. Townsend.
Yes. Great drive, strong.
And you know, Kojak, he's missed a jumper here and there, but that right there is what makes you get back into the game. Get
Absolutely.
your confidence going. Sometimes it just takes one basket to, feel that basketball go in that hoop or see that go in one time for you.
Well, I mean, Mr. Warfield, he is our example of
Yes,
that.
exactly.
Here's our example of that. But listen, what Coach Bowling just did when he spreaded the court and he spreaded the defense out to where now you have to guard. And listen, it was effective.
Yes, it was. Even your help defense, it's hard for them to get all the way over when you're spread out like that.
Absolutely.
To help out.
Yes.
And with Anderson's quickness, that makes it even
Yes.
twice as hard
Yes.
to defend.
Yes.
Smart move by Bowling.
Yes.
Coach Cherry in the huddle coaching. Coach Bowling in the huddle coaching. Kids listening, playing hard.
Hey, Anderson is up 10, 53-43. But listen, don't be shocked by the score, because I'm telling you, this is a game now, Zach. This is a game. And because Anderson has had somebody else step up, which is Mr. Warfield, he has stepped up and contributed 3 buckets out the gate to help Mr. King on the offense.
Kojak, and we have to mention he's done that with 4 fouls.
4 fouls, yes.
Still playing aggressive, but being smart about it.
Yes. Wow. Tell you what, Zach, when it comes to Anderson, because of his defense and how they do things, when they learn how to play defense and trust their teammates on defense, they'll stop doing a lot of reaching.
Correct.
And if I can go ahead and just put pressure on the ball, on-ball pressure, I can trust my teammate to get the pass, to deflect or something. Like that. Just like that, Zach.
Look at here.
Oh! Mr. King get it.
Look, rebound.
Right with it.
He's having a heck of a fourth quarter, isn't he, Kojak?
Right.
You know what? I don't even mind him going after that missed dunk because I'm going to tell you, you had Mr. King following. You had the numbers on that.
You're right. You're right, man.
You know, back when we played Kojak, a lot of the coaches didn't like that. I know Coach Hale didn't mind, but a lot of coaches didn't mind or didn't want a guy going up and trying to flush like that.
Yeah, you're right, Zach.
But as a player, it does nothing but motivate your team.
That's right.
It pumps up the person that dunks it. It gets your crowd into it. I see nothing.
You miss a dunk. You miss a dunk for Coach Hale. You are sitting on the bench. Listen, probably permanently.
Hey, you hear me? I was going to say, you miss one for Coach Darner, you may never see the floor again.
Man, Warford just got his 5th foul.
Yeah. And he was having a heck of a quarter.
Yeah, he was. Now it's going to be interesting to see who's going to step up offensively and help Mr. King out.
Great move.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
And he stepped up some this second half, and they needed him to do that.
Yes. Yes, sir.
Turnover, Anderson.
And I tell you what, Proctor is down there on Brody.
Yeah.
On Brody Judd, and Proctor already has, what, 4 fouls? No, 2 or 3.
Yeah.
No, Brody. Oh, the other Brody gets.
The Judge.
The Judge gets. Oh,
drive. He did. You know what? On that, Coach, like, he might have just been a little too far under the basket too.
Yeah.
Like if he would have been a step out. But hey, what an aggressive drive. You want to be aggressive like that.
Oh, absolutely.
And they have Mr. Judge for 12 points in the game right now. You got to hit your free throws when it comes down to it, don't you, Kojak? You're not going to get back in games or win games by missing free throws in the fourth quarter.
Zach, you are spot on with that, man. You are spot on with that. You had, especially with you being down 10.
Yep.
Every free throw that Lapel shoots is crucial. You have to convert on them.
And at this stage in the game, in the fourth quarter, you're going to be tired. You've got to use those legs.
Yes.
It's got to be straight. You've got to put that arch on it, and you got to finish with a follow-through.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And he did on that second one.
It's Bodie Judd. Oh. Tell you what, Mr. King broke down the defense, got into the lane, but Lapel didn't stop, and he got trapped.
Okay.
And he was aggressive with it, and you know.
And he's strong.
Yeah.
I mean, excuse me.
I think they called the foul on Mr. Wilkins.
That's his second.
Yeah.
Damien King at the line.
Tell you what, Zach, Mr. Wilkins, he's been in and he's been getting some time. He's definitely been getting some time, Zach.
Mr. King hit that free throw. Hit both of those free throws. He's got 29 for the game, Kojak, with 3:50 left in the quarter, left in the game. 57-46, Anderson over Lapel. Mr. King with the steal. Smart move. That was a smart foul. I'm not going to, that was a good foul by Mr. Judge there.
Yeah, because you count fouls.
And again, it's all about earning it. You know what I mean? You got to make them earn that.
That's right. We give nothing free.
And guess
Mr.
what? He's back at the line again.
He's back at the line. This says a lot about, Mr. King late in the fourth quarter in the game. He has 29. See if his legs is fresh enough for him to convert on these. Look good. Pretty. Mr. King is all the way here. I'm conditioned. I'm ready.
And he looks good.
Yes, he does.
Good. Playing well, playing strong, finishing. And now he has 30 points so far in the game, and we still have 3:46 left.
Yes.
Man, a guy like that's hard to stop, Coach.
Now you have to listen. You have to, because Mr. Warfield, who was giving King some help, a nice little spurt when he came out, he's fouled out. So I would really have to focus in. We have to either keep the ball out of King's hands and make these other players, put some shots up. But Mr. King would not be the one scoring baskets easily. Especially he wouldn't be one-on-one.
Right.
No. Because one-on-one hasn't worked all night.
No, it has not. In fact, Kojak, I don't even know if you can stop a guy like that. To me, you just have to, maybe not let him get the ball. That's what we try to do with you, because when you got the ball in your hand, you're going to score. You can't stop a guy like you. You can't stop a guy like Damien King.
Hey, you know what, Zach? And what you can do is when you throw different defenses at him, what happens is a lot of times offensive players, if they're scoring, they can get tunnel vision and they'll try to do too much on their own, and that's what you kind of want, because that's when they make mistakes.
But you know what I've seen from Mr. King tonight? I've seen patience.
I've
seen
big
him
patience.
take advantage of defenders when he when he knows he can score. He's got one heck of a game. He's fun to watch.
Mr. King has
another floater.
Oh, that's another floater. Got him with the block. Devin Craig is showing great sportsmanship.
Yes, he is.
Helped Mr. Lewis up. And now I'm about to knock down these 2 free throws. I helped you out, but I'm about to knock these 2 free throws down. All right. All right. Man, I'm telling you, Mr. King, listen. Mr. King, this is probably, for me, Zach, this is the best that I've seen him play.
Okay.
He's not forcing anything.
No,
he's in a rhythm
to
where it's like, man, you can't do anything with me. And that's exactly what I'm about to show you. You can't. But all his shot selections are good.
Very good.
Yeah. I would love to know what his field goal percentage is.
It's pretty high, I guarantee that.
Coach is in like a 2-3, like a 2-1-2 trap.
And you got Mr. King in the middle for the outlet. What a great outlet to have.
Oh, now it looks like he's in the box and one, but you got to bring the help. That's what they're going to make him do. You got to come out and play everybody. You got to come out and play everybody.
With only little over 3 minutes left in the game, 59-47. Anderson over Lapel right now. Christian driving in, drawing a defender.
That's who they want. Oh, Mr. Whitty was kind of aggressive with that defense. I like it. But refs.
And it gives Mr. King a chance to go back to the line.
And he's been knocking his free throws down.
So that's important.
King at the line, shooting 2.
Mr. Wilkins coming back into the game for Lapel.
Lapel, Zach, needs a couple nice buckets. They need to stop on the defensive end.
Too,
yes. And they need a nice couple big buckets. And I think they got the right individual in there, at least the 2. Well, I know they got a nice shooting group in there.
Yes, they do.
King got 1 out of 2.
32 points on the evening so far with 2:48.
Oh, good look.
Great play.
Half-court left-handed pass by Damien King.
He's made a couple of great passes like that tonight for the finish down below.
Listen, that was not – but that right there, that was one of them Irvin Johnson passes, Zach. Come on, baby. You just don't make passes like with the left hand.
Man, that was pretty, wasn't it?
Man, that was beautiful. If you can get points from passing, listen to me, that would have been a big trade ball.
And then Judge with the finish down below. And he's got 15 on the night tonight, 15 points so
He's
far.
steady doing it.
Yes,
he's steady doing it, Zach. I'm telling you, man, Lapel has a nice team.
Yes,
I tell you. And when they have more contribution, more team contribution when it comes to offense, man, listen, they're going to cause some trouble for a lot of teams that they play because Mr. Jed Brody.
Yeah.
Listen. Brody.
Yeah.
Or Brode.
Bodie and Brody. Yeah.
Okay. Well, Bodie is the one that I'm talking about. Bodie is
number 30.
Yes, and he is keeping Lapel anywhere close. I mean, without him, this wouldn't even be close.
Be out of touch. Yeah. But we talk about this, how it's still early in the season. They still have those first game jitters, but you got to get over that, don't you, Kojak?
Real quick.
Coming out and playing against a team like Anderson.
And I think foul trouble kind of hurt Lapel too with Carpenter, another one of their bigs.
But I can tell you right now, they're going to have a nice season. Coach
I believe so.
Going to come back from that, make everything a learning experience.
I believe so. Like they're in a 1-2-2.
Yeah, trying to make something happen. I like that.
Pressure out top. Get it to Mr. King in the middle. Listen, patience.
Yep.
Like you said, Zach, he been patient. Because I know he should have scored that. That's too much room for him. He's knocking that down. That is way too much room. He's going to end up scoring. Yep.
Right there.
Oh, good pass. Oh, my goodness.
Mr. Proctor.
Man.
Nice assist by King.
Man, Mr. Everything. He's the answer.
Even though Damien King has 32 points in the game, Anderson's still sharing the ball.
Right.
They're looking for the open guy. I'd have. Did he call a charge on that? Yeah. He was set. I was going to say.
Yeah.
I still love the hard take to the basket.
Right. And see, that goes back to what we talked about. Like, when you see a man just standing there, you can't just run through him. You got to slide, Euro step, stop and pop, adjust your body. Don't just run over him.
But I like the aggressive play.
Yes.
Look here.
Oh, nice.
Proctor again. Right place, right time.
The junk man.
He's all over the place.
Poor Proctor is clowning on tonight.
I mean that in a positive way, trust me.
Yes. That young man is, and this is the best game I've seen Proctor play.
Yeah, well, he's definitely an asset.
Good trap. Look, that pressure.
Look here.
Oh, nice bounce pass from Lewis.
Good finish.
To the answer
for
tonight, which is Mr. King.
He's got 34 points on the evening, Kojak, with 1:06 left. Anderson's up 66-49. Christian Townsend out with the basketball. Nice move by Christian. Proctor
the
with
jump
the
man.
offensive rebound.
The jump man.
I got to get a jersey. I got to get a jersey, number 20.
Yes. Oh, wow.
I like players like that, Kojak.
Yeah, listen, they are valuable.
Yes, they are.
Those type of players are valuable. See, that right there lets you know, Zach, when it comes to this is a news flash for a lot of basketball players, a lot of athletes. It's not about you being able to put 20 up on the board. It's being able to do the small things.
They add up.
Come on. That add up.
Not only is he doing the small things, that ball's coming back to him, and he's got 13 points on the night.
There you go. Yeah.
Impressive. I'm impressed with Proctor. And Anderson's played well tonight. I mean, they're fun to watch.
They're
fun team to watch.
They are. And I love the fact that they handled the run that Lapel put on, because Lapel put a good run on.
They certainly did, yes.
Yes, and Anderson, I mean, I love their mindset. They was poised. They didn't get rattled to where they was like, hey, listen, let's just get back to doing what we were doing. Making sure we're taking care of the basketball, making the passes, defending like we need to defend, moving the ball, getting to the bucket. Because if you notice, they haven't been taking a lot of jump shots. Yeah. Everything has been going to the bucket except for the answer, Mr. King. Yeah, he's been hot.
All over the floor tonight.
Smoking.
Inside, outside.
Listen, he's over there sitting in between the coaches. They should be over there sweating because he's so hot. I know he's still hot.
Good take by Craig. Nice floater again.
Craig.
Wow. That was a great move by Craig.
Yes. Way to handle. Don't forget. Oh, that big body.
Big
Mr.
fella.
Ingram.
Look at that. Still fighting for the board.
Yeah. I tell you what, Mr. Ingram, that's that big body. He really demonstrated a level of play against Pendleton the other night. He scored 5 buckets in a row and then hit the winning layup.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he did.
You know what I liked about that, Kojak? When he missed that layup, he didn't pout. He didn't put his head down. You know what he did? He went and got that rebound and found a way to get it back up there.
Right.
Good move by Quinn.
Yeah.
And all those little buckets are going to help all their, his confidence. He's going to have a good year this year.
Yes, I believe so. Mr. Lewis break the
8
press
seconds left
easily.
in the game.
Mr. Morgan.
Mr. Morgan with the finish. 3 seconds to go. Final score, 70 to 53. Well, Kojak.
Hey.
What do you think?
Man.
It was fun to watch, wasn't it?
It really was, Zach. It really was. And you know what, Zach? How it started off like it was about to be, like really, really ugly.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, and you got to hand it to Lapel for we talked about that. It could have been a blowout real quick there at the end of that first quarter, Oh, wow. Lapel did finally settle down and came back, made some buckets.
Yes.
They look like they actually look like a pretty dang good team there after they settled down.
They did. Yeah. They did. But I tell you, man, they just had no solution for the answer on tonight, Mr. King.
Man, you can only hope to contain him.
Oh, Mr. King put on the show.
He did, and he did it from all over the floor tonight.
Yeah.
We talked about that, and I was real impressed with his shot selection tonight.
Yes.
He didn't force anything. Actually, Anderson they didn't force anything tonight. They shared the ball, knocked down shots. Great outing for the Indians.
Yeah, you are absolutely right, Zach.
Yeah.
I mean, he ended up with
34, I believe.
With 34.
Something like that,
yeah, something like that. I couldn't see. I had to put my glasses on.
I think they took it off there.
Oh, they took it off?
Substituted for him there at the end.
Yeah. But yeah, for him to have, 34 points, it wasn't a reckless 34.
Right.
With a whole lot of attempts, man. Listen, man, his attempt selection, his shot selection was wonderful. This is the best game I've seen Mr. King play. Because today he was, a complete player.
Yeah.
And like you seen him distributing the ball, getting it to his teammates, putting him in a position to where all they had to do was lay it up,
Yep,
Zach.
that's right.
Man, he was awesome on the night. If there was any college coaches here tonight watching Mr. King, I guarantee you they moved him up on their list.
And they should. Because he's a player. And you know what, Kojak? You can go into a gym and see the players that have swag or that knows how to play ball. But when you go and watch a guy like Damien King to step up his game tonight like he did and play not just scoring. He was in there rebounding, he was defending, getting blocked shots.
Yes.
He was all over the floor tonight.
Yes, you're absolutely right, Zach.
That's impressive.
Right. And that type of leadership is what a coach looks for. Can you be a leader? Absolutely.
I would look for that.
Right. Can you be a leader? He was a leader on both ends of the floor tonight. And what he did offensively made the difference.
Yep.
For the Anderson Indians on tonight because he was the answer.
What a great game.
Man, look, I'm telling you, and I know this was Lapel's first game.
Yeah, it was.
But look, I see some great things with this Bulldog team.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, we may be having a different outcome if Lapel had a great start like Anderson did.
Absolutely. And they could have, and in fact, Kojak, they're going to come out in the next couple of games and get the job done like Coach Terry has them prepared to do. They just ran into a buzzsaw tonight. And the answer.
Woo! Listen, man, you said it right. A buzzsaw. Listen, and they ran into the junk man too. You need a jersey. That's right.
I need one.
Listen, man, this is the best game that I've seen Mr. Proctor play.
All over the place. All over the floor, defensively, offensively.
Because from the outside looking in, you would ask, man, why is he out there? He's not the most athletic. He's not the most fastest kid. He's not the quickest kid out there. But you see what he did. He's everywhere. Anytime there was a deflection,
anytime the ball was on the floor, guess what? Mr. Proctor,
He was involved in the
the
play.
jump man, was in. He was there. He was there. And so, man, that's why. And I remember Coach Bowling even saying, "Man, I love that kid."
Yeah, I see
So,
why.
man, I see why
Man,
too.
you need to get out and watch some of these guys because this is fun, isn't it?
And listen, I really look, Zach. If you haven't gotten to a high school basketball game here in Madison County, I'm telling you, you need to get there because if not, you missing something.
Yeah, I agree.
This is exciting, and to know that Lapel is not done
No.
because they deal with them Eagles
Yeah, that's right.
tomorrow night.
That's a tough one to come back to.
Man, listen, and look, and they coming
Yeah,
too.
they are. You know, we saw Coach Cherry at the Frankton game the other
Yes,
night
sir.
that we covered, taking some notes. And, you know, we talked to Brobston after that game. And
Yep.
both of those coaches are going to have those teams prepared and ready. That's going to be a great game tomorrow
Man,
night.
it's gonna be a great game.
Yeah.
I tell you what, man, I would love to see. I wish we was omnipresent. We can be everywhere at one time.
I do too, man, because,
seriously,
you know,
man.
we were trying to figure out some of the schedule, you know, and it's, when you look at the schedule and you've got 4 or 5 great games in one night, it's hard to pick
And
a
it's
game.
hard,
to go to,
man.
You know?
It's
But we
hard.
want to cover everybody in the county. We want to
Yes.
cover as many kids as we can. But I got to tell you, I feel like we're missing out on a lot of games.
Yes, I believe you.
I'm
agree.
loving it.
But tomorrow we at the Lions Den.
Yes, we are. Liberty Christian.
Yeah, against
So we got
Brownsburg.
to give a shout out to Jason Chappell for letting us come in there tomorrow night.
Yes, sir.
And Coach Norman Anderson. What a class act he is.
Man.
You know, he's going to have those.
One of my favorites.
Oh, man, he's just a great guy and a great
He is.
coach. And
Yeah.
what a great staff they have over there. You know, we went over there and took a
Yep.
visit. What an awesome experience we had over there.
That
It touched
experience-
me, man.
That experience was second to none, man.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, man, I can't wait until we're able to show, and we're gonna have to talk to our producer. Like,
Yeah, that's
look,
right.
Indy, when are we gonna go ahead and release the conversation with the coaches?
I think
because,
it's coming up.
Yeah, because once they see that, man,
Yeah.
they're going to. Man, I'm telling you, that's something special.
You know what's great, Kojak, is getting to know some of these coaches
Yes.
and players. But I mean, actually going and checking out their locker rooms and going into their.
Hey, you see the whole Cook family
I see
down
them
there.
I see them down there.
Yeah, I tell you, they coming to see their cousin. Quinn.
Quinn, yeah.
I
And
tell
you know what? I think he ended up with 5 or so points tonight, but what a great start for him. I mean, you know, he gets a couple more shots to go down. Lapel's going to be good this year.
I believe so.
You know, they're going to start playing with some confidence, get a little experience under their belt. They're going to have a good year this year.
I believe so. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to coming back
Me too.
and seeing them again. You know, Zach. Look, tonight was again. We can say, listen, we was not disappointed
Nope.
at all.
No.
You know, so great game, Anderson Indians. Way to keep going, way to pull back,
Yeah.
Lapel Bulldogs, but
Yeah.
it just wasn't enough. Mr. King was just too much
Too
for him
much
tonight.
Yep.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
was.
Yep.
So, hey, that was awesome, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
We need to go find the coaches. Maybe we can get an interview or two.
Yes, sir. And we got to, man. We have to interview Mr. King.
And we need
We missed Mr. Lewis on Tuesday night.
That's true.
Yeah, but we got to get Mr.
You know, we
King
may need
and
to
the
get
junk man.
We may need to get a couple chairs to stand next to Mr. King, just so we can get him on the mic.
Man,
He's a little
listen,
bit taller than us, Kojak.
Zach, listen. This is one thing that I've come to realize, but I think we're gonna have to do it. You know, in a joint effort. Man, everybody out there probably taller than us, man.
Oh, I'm used to it.
Right. So
I'm
that's
used
what
to
I'm saying. So the interviews they're gonna be lopsided.
And that's okay. Let's
It
find
is.
these guys, man. And what a
Let's
great
go.
game. Let's get them on camera so these people out there can get to know them as well, you know.
Absolutely.
It's not all about the basketball. You know, it's about getting to know these folks in the community and these players and coaches. And just like you said, when we start rolling out some of these coaches' interviews,
Yeah.
outstanding. They're outstanding, aren't they?
You're right, Zach. You're right. So thank you guys for tuning in to the Kojak and Zach show. Appreciate your attendance, man. Listen, it's awesome this year. Listen, y'all have to come out to these games because if you don't, I'm telling you, you're going to be hearing it from secondhand information.
That's true.
And you know,
Get out and see the players.
I want to see it for myself.
Me too.
Yeah, I don't want to hear about it because, you know, you be like, oh, I don't want to hear. I need to see it.
Yeah.
So get on out, but we appreciate you guys.
Yeah.
And also remember sponsorships.
Yes.
We are welcoming any sponsorship.
Absolutely.
So make sure you reach out and go to our website, kojakandzach.com, and our producer, ND. You know, I shortened the name, but she would definitely reach out to you with the information. Yep. So appreciate you. We're thanking you in advance.
Shoot her an email.
Yeah.
We'll get back with you. And then, of course, I know we say this, but I got to give a shout out to Money Ministries for putting this on tonight, and Zachary Basketball Academy. Can't thank either one of those organizations enough.
Yeah, you're right, Zach.
It is what it is, isn't it, Coach?
Appreciate it. Yep.
Say, hey, let's go find the guys. Maybe we can get some interviews.
That'll work, sir.
All right. Stick around.
Answer. That's
put this on him.
Okay. That's what you was tonight, the answer, sir. That's open. Let me put this on.
Good game, buddy. Good game tonight.
Mr. King. Hey, listen, man. Hey, tonight, man, listen, man, you put on the show. Yep. And I'm going to tell you this, Mr. King. This is the best game that I've ever seen you, with my own eye, that I've seen you play. You was a complete player out there, man. Yes, tell me, was there a certain motivation that you had? What was different about tonight than Tuesday night or any other night?
Well, I think every night is like kill mode. Just go out there, do what I do, but also think of it as it's a team game. So at the end of the day, it's team win. My teammates got me open, so I can give them all the credit, really.
And you know, I noticed tonight that you guys shared the ball really well. You know, even you came down. You did not take any bad shots that I was aware of tonight. Your shot selection was spot on tonight. And I got to tell you, you were knocking them down not only inside, the tray as well. I was impressed tonight.
Yeah.
Ended up with 34 points on the night. That's a great outing. Great outing.
Man, I tell you what, Mr. King, listen, man, I don't know if this is this the mindset that you have in every night? Like, man, I'm coming out here because when I say you played a complete game, man, I mean, your shot selection was on point, wasn't rushed. You had a lot of patience out there. When everybody collapsed, you seen your open man, you got him the ball, man. I mean, listen to me, man. You really didn't turn the ball over. You really, really played a complete game. Is that the mindset? Like every game, I want to play a complete game.
Yes, sir.
Because I'm gonna say this: if any coach was here tonight, I guarantee you that Mr. King, if they had you here, you moved up the list, sir.
I agree
tonight.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it. Well, my mindset tonight was like, we got doubters in the crowd. Come show them doubters something. Okay. Prove them something. Prove them wrong. Anderson, we still on top.
Okay.
And we coming from Mount Vernon next.
Okay.
So we're gonna beat them in sectionals. We're gonna get the regionals. The end goal is state. We're gonna do it.
And you got to have that confidence, because if you don't have that confidence, you're not going to make it happen.
Yes, sir.
And if you guys believe, then you never know what's going to happen. So
yes, sir.
I love that confidence, Kojak.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
and I'm loving that defensive pressure, man. Listen, I guess that's what y'all really holding on. That's your signature right there.
That's our
is that
thing.
pressure. That's right,
Yes,
man.
sir.
However, Mr. Warfield, it's the second game he done found out.
Yeah.
So at some point, do you have a conversation with him like, listen, we don't go for the steal, we just contain.
You
Yes,
still
sir.
want that. You still want that hard pressure defense, but you can't reach as much. You got to kind of play the way that the game's going to be called. You know, if they're going to call it tight, you got to. I'm not saying back off or anything like that. You just got to kind of be smart about it.
Yeah. Well, at the end of the day, if that happens, other people just got to step up.
That's exactly right.
We work and we in practice a lot working on other people, so
I like that.
it's their turn.
You're right. You're absolutely right.
And we
Mr.
talk
King.
about that all the time. Next man
do.
up. So.
Yes, sir.
Well, listen, man, we see everybody leaving, man. Listen, we just wanted to get you and say congratulations, sir.
Yeah, congratulations.
Great performance on
That was
tonight.
awesome.
Thank you.
Awesome. Keep it up this year and good luck.
Mr. King, the answer. Listen, you was the answer tonight, baby. Seriously.
Hey,
Great
keep
job.
it up. Good
Great
things
job.
are going to happen.
Yes, sir.
Great job tonight. Put this on you right here.
Boy, coach. Ooh, boy. Yeah, you got them boys, man.
I don't know, man. I don't know. It was a tough one today.
Yeah.
Great start, though, Coach. You guys came out and played that pressure defense. They struggled with that early.
Yeah, they did. And I think no excuse to Lapel played a good game, but I think I don't know what's going on. Hopefully we're fine, but a lot of guys were coughing, and it just like, so I'm just hoping we, are all right after that, because we started strong, but then we ran out of gas, it looked like, and then we kind of got away from our principles of help side, and all that type of stuff. So, you know, that's something that we'll work on, and them getting middle. And then I told Colin after the first quarter, second quarter, the guy was going right. Like, make the guy, make them play their offense on the left side of the court. I don't know. Yeah. And so that's what we started doing the second half too. And then we just were like, we were reaching instead of trying to take the charge. Yeah. So we're going to work, we'll watch the film, and we'll get better at that.
I got to tell you, Coach, we noticed that Lapel came. It was their first game of the year. We knew that we talked about how they may come out with a little pregame jitters or something like that. We knew they were going to settle down, and they did make a run at you guys there for a while. Sure 3, 4, 5 buckets and unanswered points. But I got to tell you, you guys came back, did what you had to do, turned it around, and spread that lead back out again. So was it something you said over at the sidelines, or was it finally step it up?
I think it's just the adjustments we made. Like, and then, you know, I think at one point in time, Damien King just took over. Like, and now I think you guys see why he's in Division One. You know what I'm saying? Why he's getting recruited like he's getting recruited. Yes. That first game, he probably was like, man, I don't see it. But now you saw, like, dang, King can play. And so, and I think that's what he needed, because he needed to show that he could be the man. Yep. But then the other thing is, this is bad because we want to play fast, but when you get the lead in high school basketball, there's no shot clock.
Yep.
And so I think when we start working that ball, and then it's like, you know, then we work it, and then drive. And then, you know, and then we will get easier buckets, because I just didn't want to. And then you got to think about it. Sometimes your best defense is your offense, or your best offense again, because we're holding the ball, so that means we ain't down there. He's not getting in foul trouble no more.
Yep.
Right. And so that's what we were trying to do, just keep our guys, you know, and hopefully, and then we hit free throws a little bit better tonight than we did against Middleton.
Sure did, Coach. Listen, man, y'all made a great adjustment because you was able to withstand their run.
Yep.
Right. And I seen you made a great call because you spread the floor on them.
Yep.
Right.
And you was going to make them spread the floor, make them come out and play defense, which gave you more room to penetrate.
Right.
And it caused problems for them to try to help.
Right.
And so I seen that adjustment, man, it just really worked for y'all.
Right. And that's the whole thing. Like, we'll run, we call it Muncie Central, because back in the day when they had this guy named Ray McCollum and all those guys, like, they made they made their money off that, man. Off of, like, Muncie Central. It's a simple, because they have little guards and they can get, but we do it, like, because when teams come up on you, it's usually when we're ahead and they got to come up and they got to guard you. And then our little guards can get, you know what I'm saying, downhill. So and then we'll boom, boom, boom. And we're not the best shooters. I think we shoot all right, but, like, you just got to add all that into there. And if you make a layup, then it's easier to hit a jump shot.
It is.
Right.
Absolutely.
Right.
And then one person I want to talk about is, because he's been there for a long time and he's unknown a lot, but like Spencer Proctor, like, people don't see. He does all the stuff that nobody sees.
I got to get his jersey. Listen, he was everywhere tonight.
Everywhere. Yeah.
Rebounds. He was getting putbacks. He was all over the place.
Best game
I've
ever seen him play.
And see, this is what we've seen with him in practice. Like, he went through the system. You know, I feel good because it's like he's a product of the system.
Yes.
And he's been through it and he's withstood everything. And, like, he got to start because Lewis wasn't, able. Yep. But now it's like, I don't know if we can get him out of there. Like, it because he just does all the right things.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's off the ball. It's not like on the and I got him guarding 4 men. I got him guarding the big. You know what I'm saying? So he's not just. So, like, anytime when I'm worried about the ball getting about Spencer, you take it out. Yes. I know it'll get to the right person.
Yeah. Man, I'm a fan, Coach.
The junk man, Spencer,
the
junk man,
everywhere. And how important is that to have a player like that? Not the biggest shooter out or not the biggest scorer out there on the team. It's not his job to go out there and get 30 a night.
No,
you know what I mean? But he does what he has to do to stay on that floor.
No, he does what he has to do, and he's just. Yeah, I think that's why we'll end up being a good team. We still got a long ways to go, but I think we got guys like Spencer who will get back and they'll work even harder. And you get what I'm saying? And that's how you become a good team or even a great team. Because we've had guys 6'7", 6'8", and for whatever reason, everybody just want to be the guy like with Spencer. I'll put him against a 6'7", 6'8", because he'll dive on the floor,
he finds a way.
And I think you see the box it out. He boxes out like
the fundamentals.
The fundamentals, yeah.
Right,
so I'm proud of him. I'm just proud of him. And I just had to give him a shout out because like nobody sees all the stuff, and all the stuff he does in practice. And in this summer he never started one game and he didn't say anything, and he's a senior. And you know what I'm saying? I had a freshman playing in front of him. He went to Liberty Christian, and no, I'm just saying, and nothing bad, but he just stayed with us.
Yeah.
And then it just worked out for him.
Well, I tell you what, he has a fan. Randy Zachary, listen,
I will tell you. I will tell you.
Right now because, man, listen, he was talking, and every time he went to compliments Mr. Proctor, here he go. Here he go. He's doing something, man. Listen, he was a major key to this victory to help because what we saw, Coach, was Damien King done his thing.
Right.
But when they made their run, Damien King needed some help offensively.
Yes, right.
And so Mr. Warfield did come in and he got 3 good buckets.
Yeah, he did.
Back-to-back buckets, but foul trouble took him out. So it was like, okay, who's going to step up? And Mr. Proctor's defensive play, cutting to the ball, getting layups, man, listen, man, he made the difference.
Right.
You know, with Mr.
On
King.
both ends.
Yeah,
he made a difference on both ends.
He did. And that's the thing that, you know, and then just because you've coached Anderson before, and so what I'll tell you is, you know, we had some growing up, some maturity issues. Nothing big, but, you know, guys trying to, how do I put it, knowing when to take shots, when not to take shots. And so we're working on that, but that's part of getting better, getting more mature. And, you know, some guys, I think you saw some things on the bench, but that's part of it, and we'll get them back on track, and we'll be ready to go and even better. But I think, you know, because some of them like, man, why does Damien say sometimes, you know, it's not equal opportunity?
No.
Right. Like, you know, it's like we got to go to the guys who can get it done.
I also got to say something, Coach, I was pretty impressed with tonight, is your shot selection wasn't that bad tonight. I mean, even Mr. King, I didn't remember him taking a bad shot.
Right.
You know?
Right. And that's what we try to, and I'll be honest, I think that's why it's not the Anderson of old where you had like a lot of talent. I mean, we have talent, don't get me wrong, but y'all had like overwhelming talent where you got 9, 10 guys and the guys on JV talent. Like, we have to play a little bit and we have to take better shots. Shot selection can really help you win games. And I hate to say that because I looked at, you know, Mike's teams before and I thought they were good and had some talent, but sometimes the shot selection and like, you know, not everybody's going to do like us and hold it. True. You get what I'm saying? They're going to keep on taking it. And we're just like, man, we're going to hold it. We're going to play smart. And then, you know, And
if you don't have that shot selection, sometimes you can shoot yourself right out of a game.
Right,
you know?
right. And then the team just comes right back in the game.
That's right. But great tonight.
Great tonight. I do want to say one thing, man. Zamarion Bryant, the young man, we were just talking to him out in the comments.
And great kid. He's great. No, for real.
Kid,
no, he really is.
I'm also a fan of him.
Yeah. And he's always like, hey, how you doing?
He touched me the other day when I had a conversation with him, and you know, our thoughts and prayers go out to him and his family.
Absolutely.
You know,
so we're definitely going to be checking in on him, man, because for him to have to go through that, man. I told and me and Zach, we talk about this. If we could take one thing out of sports, it would be injuries.
I agree.
If we could remove injuries from the game, you know, man, it would be so much better. But unfortunately, we can't. And it's just unfortunate that young man has to experience and going through what he's going through, man.
Right.
So we just wanted to give a shout out to him.
And his family.
Yeah, his family. You're right. I agree. Yeah. So hopefully everything works out for Zamarion and we can figure out what's going on. I think that's the main thing because we don't know what's going on. But I think from what I heard, he was stable, all this type of stuff. But this is like his second time going to the hospital in 2 days. Yeah. So like it is. You know, especially for a young kid like that, that's a lot.
Especially for a kid that has the passion for the game.
Does.
And you know, Coach, we talk about this all the time. It's not just about basketball; it's about life. And what a great kid he is. What a great individual.
And then I think I told you before, man. For me, it's I want to win a state championship. I want to win all that type of stuff. But like at the end of the day, my goal is like to make sure we have self-sufficient young men who can make it in our communities and be better. Like that's now by winning basketball games, that's great. But like them handling me, getting on them, and maybe a kid crying. Like what you have to do is I have to redirect them. I'm trying to teach them the ways you handle that. Right, you know what I'm saying? So it's just all this stuff for us. It's learning, and we're trying to teach them to be better people. And we like getting wins too. But
that always feels.
But I'm looking at this.
Hey, we appreciate
that. I like it.
We know this is the 93 crew.
That's right. Hey, and I got to say something. For those of you that don't know, Kojak and I were on the cover of Who's Your Basketball magazine in '93. If you have that copy, pull it out and look up in the left corner. You're going to see Coach Bowling right there.
Yeah. Let's get it.
Thank you very much. We appreciate it. Coach, start of the season tonight. Took a tough loss to Anderson. What's your overall thought about tonight?
Well, a lot more positives than negatives. I felt like.
Yes, sir.
you know, that first quarter they came out, and it's just so hard to replicate that athleticism, speed, and quickness. And as much as you tell the guys, hey, this is what's coming, until you go through it, sometimes you're learning on the fly. But I'm super proud of the resiliency of our kids.
Yes, sir.
To be able to come back and battle and fight and get ourselves back into that game. And you know, maybe I made a mistake down the stretch of trying to go to like the 1-3-1 and a little half court 1-2-2, but it was a 9-point game with 3 minutes to go, and I'm thinking, how am I going to turn them over? And I couldn't turn them over in our man, so that's why we kind of jumped into that. And it was really kind of the last bullet at the OK Corral. See if we can't catch magic in a bottle. But hats off to Damien King and Coach Bowling. Those guys are really good, and Coach Bowling is such a good coach. The way they guard and they defend and they slide and rotate over, take charges.
Yes, sir.
I mean, they're a really disciplined team, and I know they're a lot of fun to coach because Coach Bowling told me that. And I'm proud of Donnie for what he's done at the Anderson program, and I think it's better for the area. When Anderson High School basketball is good, it helps everybody. And you know, we're a good basketball team too.
Yes, you are.
And we had a chance tonight, and you know, we get the late, or it wasn't late, but it's the long ball in that first half. We can't execute a simple pass and catch on the block. We fumbled out of bounds. We miss a few free throws, and we go into half. I'm thinking it's a 9-point game or whatever, and it could be like a 3 or 4 point game pretty easily.
Could have been very easily.
So really proud of our kids, and you know, tomorrow it doesn't get any easier with Coach Brobson.
Right.
And maybe Coach Brobson will feel sorry for me. We can play it Tuesday or Wednesday.
The coach, isn't that what it's all about, though? Like, nobody wants to take a loss, but you got to get back in here. I hate saying this, but you got to kind of forget about it, learn from it, you know, and then move on to the next game because you don't really have time.
Yeah, no, you're exactly right. When we left that locker room, I said, don't walk out of here with your head down because tomorrow's a new day, and we'll learn from this, and we'll get better as we go down the road. But I want to mention, though, one thing is our JV team won tonight.
Yep.
And they had such a great week of practice in preparing us for the second game tonight. And that was just a direct reflection. What they did in that first game was what they did all week in practice to us. And I was super proud of them to be able to come out. And, you know, they don't get a lot of limelight. They play a lot of defense in practice.
Yes, they do.
They get to do it, you know, and so I was really proud of those guys for what they did. And they're not far off. There's 3 or 4 of those guys that are ready to step in and maybe play some varsity minutes as we get down the road. So
I'll tell you what, one of the young men, Cash Money, last name Cash. Listen, he was not shy, and I mean, he was shooting with great confidence, and he started knocking a few of them down. That we saw. But Coach, listen, man, you guys made a run after, and that's what me and Zach was talking about. Hey, you know, first game, you know, you kind of got, you know, jitters or whatnot. And we said, listen, Coach Sherry going to calm them down once they get. But you guys were able to experience their pressure, experience the speed, and then you were, you know, it was almost like a peace came over you guys, and you started executing. You started, making things happen. And I tell you, man, the Judd, Brody, or
both of them.
But Bodie had the game that he had, it wouldn't have.
Could have been a totally different.
It could have really been ugly. So he really did a great job.
I didn't mean to interrupt you there, Kojak, but you guys ended up cutting it back to 4 or 5 there.
Yes.
Made a great run at Anderson.
Yeah.
And had your chances there.
Yeah.
For sure. And, you know, the difference is turning over the basketball. Yeah, we turned it over 10 times in the first quarter. And then the second quarter, when we kind of claw our way back into it, we turned it over 2 times.
Yes.
So, I mean, you give a team 10 extra possessions.
Right.
That normally doesn't lead to good things.
And they were converting on some of those, Coach.
Exactly. And again, Donnie does a great job. They play from a lead. They spread you out. You got to go out and guard them. And you go out and guard them, they drive right by you. And they become a real difficult matchup. And they exploited that. I thought our size is great, but when we have to go out and guard that perimeter, it puts some of our big guys in a spot where it becomes I thought Quinn Wilkins off the bench was very good tonight.
Yes, sir.
We talked about Quinn.
Yes, we did.
I thought Talon Jarrett, who's a senior, came in and gave us not a ton of minutes, but his job's come in and play your rear end off guard, see if you can get a turnover and give those first, those guards, our starting guards, and Quinn a few minutes of rest and then come right back out. But he bought into that role tonight. I thought he was really good in that. So lots of positives.
Yeah, absolutely. You guys showed spurts of, like you said, a lot of positive things out there, Coach. Kojak and I were up there talking. You guys are going to learn from this.
Yeah.
And what a great team to learn against. I mean, because they're not going to give you anything. Anderson's not going to give you anything, and you guys, like I said, cut that lead back down to 4 or 5 and made a great run there for a while.
Absolutely.
Well, I mean, I'm looking at our schedule, and no disrespect to anybody left on our schedule, but I don't think we're probably going to see that speed and athleticism from anybody else. I haven't seen Muncie Central.
Yeah.
Maybe. I mean, Coach Ulam normally plays kind of a faster style, wants to trap a little bit, but I go down through there. I don't know that we're going to see that. I mean, it'd be okay with me if we don't. But I'm hoping that helps slow the game down a little bit for us, as go tomorrow night into a hostile environment, and things will be a little bit slower for our guys in our second time out. So I appreciate the coverage you guys are giving us. I've watched a couple of your episodes on the YouTube and everything, and it's cool. I'm happy for Madison County, especially, to see you guys back out in the gyms, and I know the guys that are playing maybe don't remember, but hopefully that triggers them to say, hey, let's check out who those two were, and they can go see Harvey and
Bill Pitts and
Tom Harvey calling the games.
How great were those guys,
I love it.
So thankful to have those guys cover us back in the day.
Yeah. See, it doesn't make it hard. I mean, because, coaches such as yourself, man, listen, man, we've raved about, the coaches, man, just class acts, man. We appreciate, just open arms, just really rolling out the red carpet.
We appreciate that, Coach.
Thank you.
And then the kids, listen, we haven't went to a game yet where there was lack of effort, and kids just, even if they're getting blown out, no give up in them.
Right.
I mean, it's just steady. That's what people need to know, man. It's still here in Madison County. That type of play, I'll come out and see that. I'll spend $5.
That's a good product. Yeah, I agree.
I'll spend $5 to come see somebody give it their all and leave it on the court, regardless of what the scoreboard said.
Yeah.
But we would like to, take home the W. But to give the type of effort like that, it makes it worth it for somebody to come out and watch.
Yeah, Kojak, you make a great point there. And in fact, I took that timeout with like 53 seconds. We had turned it over, and they're getting a run out. And I look up, I'm like, we only have one guy get across half court. So we have to address that right now. It's not because, I mean, they're 15, 16, 17, 18-year-old kids.
Yes.
But it's still a great time in that moment to teach, like,
Absolutely.
This is not our mentality. We're gonna fight, sprint back, and that's 32 minutes or more, and however long that takes. So I hope our guys learn from that. And really, when you lose this early in the season to a team like Anderson, if you don't learn from those type of things, then it's a loss. I mean, sure, we lost the game, but if we don't get something out of it, then we really lost.
Yeah, that's great.
And so I think we'll learn a lot from tonight and use it to our benefit and go on from there.
Yep. Well, hey, I mean, I know it's hard taking a loss like that, but you guys showed spurts of really good play tonight. You got to just carry that over a little bit more, and good things are going to happen to you this year. I know you guys are going to have a great season, Coach.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
And I like that Devin Craig. You hear me?
Yeah.
I like him, Coach. He hit that shot. He hit a tray ball coming out of the start of the second half, which was huge because you guys needed a bucket.
Yeah.
And for him to come in, he did one other thing, Coach.
The left-hand floater.
That was pretty.
I see that in practice,
Oh, Coach, listen, almost came out the stands on that. Listen, man. I mean, because I was sitting there saying to myself, now he's right-handed. Oh, that was so pretty, man.
That was nice.
Next level type
stuff. But Coach, if like him and Wilkins and them come out and hit a couple big shots early, you could have had a different start in this game.
Oh yeah, I mean, like the pass and catch on the block.
Yes.
Brody gets a great look at a couple threes that just don't go in, but they're great shots for him. They don't go in, and then all of a sudden it kind of snowballs because they're scoring and we're not. It's not because we're getting bad shots. We're just not going in the basket. But again, we fought back, found a way to get ourselves back in the game, and proud of that for that. But Brody's going to be just fine. Brody shoots at a high elite level. Devin Craig, I'm glad you mentioned him because I thought he was good tonight. Some of those turnovers that got credited to him, they're not really his turnovers. It's my guy's got to go meet that pass, and like I want that ball more than that defender wants it.
Coach, I got to give credit to Coach Darner for this, but anytime any individual on my team had the ball and they picked up that ball, it was my job to go get that ball from that guy. And I tell Kojak, I don't care if it's a handoff. As a guard, I've got to go relieve him. I got to go get that ball from him and get our offense started. And that's something you guys will learn, but it's hard to do with pressure like that.
Well, that's just it. I mean, any type. Devin gets it from a dribble handoff or a handoff back from the bigs. They're trapping that thing immediately. So we really talked about we don't want to go trap that, dribble handoff. And we had a couple we had a couple slips called, but we couldn't make that first pass to the wings and just run out and slip it. So it was just things like that. But I thought Devin did a really good job of handling their pressure. You just look from where he came from. That was his first game as a freshman. Last year he started. Now he started this year as a sophomore. The leaps that he took is from freshman to sophomore. And now I'm really excited about having a kid like that in our program.
Yes, sir.
2 more years. I thought Hunter Suena, the kid from Pendleton that hurt his knee, and he's going to be just fine too. He hurt his knee there on that breakout, and the trainer said he was okay to go back. But what I told him is we'll see tomorrow morning. If that knee's fine, then you're right back in wherever, and everything's fine. But I'm not going to jeopardize half of basketball. We got Frankton coming up. We got Pendleton coming up. Wapahani coming up. I'm not going to run you out there on maybe a sprained knee or something like that. So that was my decision on why he didn't. But he's been really good in practice, and that's a guy that Devin can't play 32 minutes every game. We can slide him to the point. We can also play him off the ball. He shoots it really well at times. So I'm excited to really get a game where he can get in and really establish a flow. Because tonight he really never got to get into any type of rhythm or flow.
And Coach, how nice is that? I mean, I know they're young now, but you've got a couple young guards that you're going to have in the program for the next couple of years that you get to groom. And I mean, it's hard to come out and play against pressure like that, especially as a sophomore, and you've got a couple of them out there getting some time. So it's only going to benefit them and benefit you guys down the road.
Hey, I do feel blessed to be the coach here at Lapel, because I can tell you right now, I've got a really good point guard as a sophomore. I've got a really good guard as a freshman. At the 8th grade level, I've got a stud that can play the point on that. And then you go right down to 7th and 6th grade. Our guard play is really good at all levels in our program. And I'm a firm believer that you got to have great guard play if you're going to win at a really high level. And that's why your team, it's no coincidence. You guys are great players, but you guys were great guards, and you had great teammates too. But you win with great guard play, I think. And so, we'll be just fine at that position. We're much better than I think we were this time last year, just because everybody's taken another step of growth. They've grown their game, and they've been through the battles a little bit. So,
well, that'll work, Coach. Listen, man. Go ahead and get home, man. Get you some rest, because you got another big night tomorrow night.
You guys going to be there for that one?
No, we won't be there.
We're on the road somewhere else tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll be at the Lions Den tomorrow.
Oh, for Brownsburg.
Brownsburg.
That'd be a good one.
Coach, what we're finding out is we don't want to miss any games. We were looking at our schedule. We're like, we got to go to this game, and then you realize there's 5 other great games on that night. It's hard. It's hard because there's some great basketball around this area. And like he said earlier, we have not been disappointed.
Absolutely.
In fact, one of my favorite memories of growing up watching high school basketball was as freshman year at Pendleton. I didn't dress JV or varsity, so I was kind of salty. Keegan and I were. So we're like, heck with it. We're not going to go. We'll go travel and watch Damon Bailey. So we watched Damon Bailey that year. We just find his schedule and we'll go around and watch him. So now it's kind of what you guys are doing. Go watch all the great games in the area. So it's awesome. That's a lot of fun.
Man, listen, we haven't been disappointed yet. That game tomorrow that you guys got, man, listen, that was almost like, man, we got to spread the coverage out. But man, I know that's going to be a great game tomorrow.
It's
a great game.
They want to play fast. I was watching that Eastern game. You guys were there at that one, right? They were playing fast, and in the second half they get up 20 or whatever. I was like, okay, now we're going to see if Coach Brobson really wants to play fast, because that's the time he'll want to go. All right, let's slow this baby down and just win. But no, he's doing a really good job. That team looked really good, confident, very confident, especially at home. Lots of energy, so that'll be a good test for us.
Well, he said the same thing about you too, Coach. So
I have a lot of respect for him.
Looking for a great show tomorrow.
I appreciate that.
Well, thank you, Coach. We appreciate it. We'll let you get out of here. You got work to do.
Yes, sir.
We sure appreciate it.
Thank you.
We'll see you again this year.
All right. Thank you.
Take care.
All right.